Welcome back to VanillaTV with Arx, Beta and Comedian, ABC Tuesday crew bringing it to you. We are now bringing you Gullywash as, if you have just joined us, you missed the first map on Granary. So that was between, well, the winner. Go on Arx, give him the winner, give him the score, go on.
UV Gaming.
Yeah, UV Gaming.
7-2.
7-2, ah! So many, I'm not sure who the favourites were, but they seem to have them sort of like worked out, focused out on mid, and it seemed to be the same for all of the, well actually no, I'd say for about 6 of the 9 rounds they had mid fight quite easily won UV, but quite a fast-paced game, which is what we like to see, of course, here at VanillaTV. So, of course, you know where you can carry on watching us, or the Twitch TV, and obviously always check our Twitter and Facebook as well. And if you have any questions or any feedback, come and give it to us directly. I don't want to learn about feedback from blah 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 said. Come and speak to me and Arx directly. We're quite approachable, we're quite friendly. We've always been that way. So if you have something to say, come and say it to me. I will not kill you, I just might punch you.
Well, I do have something to say, and that's a big congratulations to Mr. Michael Marola, aka Beta, my fellow caster tonight. Congratulations on his engagement. He can fill you in with all the saucy details, but he did propose to his girlfriend out in Italy, and well, she accepted. So everybody, give Beta a nice congratulations. I'd give him a round of applause, but I can't really clap when I'm pushing down a push to talk key. I'll try.
Maybe she doesn't know what she's let herself in for, but yeah, the stories are true. Now, I'm not sure, before anyone asks, I don't know who's going to be my best man. I can't bloody decide. I can't decide. I don't know. Nothing for me to worry about just yet, I think. But, Arx, don't worry, your name is at the top of the list near some other people.
I better be nice from now on then.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Don't worry, you're invited to the wedding either way. Comedian,
Wicked.
Sorry mate. Right, we're nearly ready to rock and roll again. Elemental Violence versus UV Gaming, Gullywash. Arx, come on. Your predictions for this map then?
It's difficult. I feel like the UV Gaming soldiers aren't going to have so much of an impact on this, because they were running a very kind of linear, let's just both jump and get it done, and that kind of soldier play doesn't really work on Gullywash. It's too open, there isn't any specific location you're going to really jump to. Whereas the Elemental Violent soldiers, they were kind of taking different routes, jumping over to try and get the medic. Now, they weren't having great success, and Granary is a map where you would normally have good success jumping medics, just because they have nowhere to really run. But I think they might be a bit more effective on this. I think the scoreline could be a bit closer, but I still think UV NINJAS are going to take this. And scoreline, let's go with a 5-3 to UV.
8 rounds, Arx reckons. Okay, so I'm going to go. So I agree. Yeah, Elemental Violence. The soldiers weren't having much luck against UV on those mid fights, but they seem to be a little bit disjointed, in my personal opinion. Excuse me a minute while I clear my throat. So,
you're excused.
Yeah, thank you. So, I still have to go with UV win, but I'll tell you why. I just think they have the momentum. I think that's pretty disheartening loss on Elemental Violence there, and I hope they can prove me wrong, and maybe a couple of their bigger players will start to step up. So, I'm going to say score. I'm going to go like, I'm going to go something audacious. I'm going to go 6-1.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, 6-1.
What about though? Because in this game, we've probably got some of the most underrated snipers playing. I mean, these are Premiership level snipers that we have. I know Headhunter is a great sniper. He remember 2-4, old school 2-4. Back when me and Beta used to public, he was always on the opposite team. We were having some epic sniper battles. Of course, Waha, with some great picks. He's also a great shot. We do have Redzzzz, who can run sniper over for UV, and Gullywash is a map which could feature a bit of sniper play. If it's not working out well, they can always run a sniper to middle. You're not at too much of a disadvantage dropping that scout or soldier, as they tend to arrive the same time as your medic. So they're well, obviously throughout the map, apart from on really the last capture point, sniper can be very, very useful.
Yeah, there's quite a, especially depending from that upper balcony sort of area, or the second point that is. That could be an interesting strat, depending if they want to, obviously, of course, run it. Redzzzz obviously seems to favour it tonight. Headhunter running sniper at the moment. Maybe he's just warming up, Arcs. Maybe he's warming up.
Maybe, or maybe just sniper's more fun during the warm-up.
Well, yeah, pretty much, yeah.
But the other thing to take into account is UV, how much they ran a heavy on Granary. They did run one quite a few times, not just on the defense, but on the offense, I do believe. And, well, if this is a map, we've seen the Americans do it at the recent I-46 LAN, and if, well, these teams are playing that style, then no doubt we'll see that feature again.
So here we go, this is VanillaTV, Arcs, Beta and Comedian bringing you Elemental Violence versus UV Ninjas, Gullywash, ETF2L Season 13, Division 1, Arcs running you to middle.
Okay, well, I was just looking at an aggressive jump from Shrike, landed himself in trouble as Redzzzz and Commander X joined forces, take him down. That's 2 early losses for Elemental Violence, and they haven't really dealt too much damage. Commander X does fall down, Blade's weak, WG was also weak but manages to pick up a health pack, and in the background there, the pistol shots from Redzzzz echoing, taking down Ace even, and yep, it looks like Elemental Violence in a bit of trouble here. They do have one scout in the lobby who is probably gonna not get taken down as he falls back into last, but no Uber, and a lot of their players are weak. I think UV are going to be pushing in with some force here.
I have no idea what Ace was doing there. Very admirable X. You know, like just running away, not really doing much. Not, you know, like not really saying much either. A bit like he's casting, but nevertheless, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But let's just follow as UV trying to approach the point. And Richie Feynman has come in round onto the demo man of Zethzio. Zethzio manages to get a pipe on him. He wasn't even looking at him. It doesn't matter. So it's going to be 1-0 to score. Very quick round, 1.5 minute round. And by the way, if you have just joined us, we are joking with the casting slaters, the slate casting.
Yeah, we do love our colleague Admirable, not as much as some people at LAN.
And of course DJC, we love everyone.
Yeah,
we can't say one person. Arcs takes through second middle.
Right, okay, so UV 1 up at the moment. Redzzzz taking a bit of damage, but Headhunter does get taken down by him. Commander X down in return from Shrike. And UV getting a lot of time on this point. If they do manage to cap this out, then they are going to steamroll onto the next point. Ace gets juggled. They're very, very weak. Scout trying to pick him off, but Hitman gets the final sticky over onto him. And we do still have WG alive. Path Health does just manage to pick up the health pack, and they, well, in fact, they're nowhere near their Uber yet. That's how frantic this mid-fight has been. But slowly but surely, the Elemental Violence players were getting taken down. Demoman doing a great job sticking off that combo, but they have had time to build their Uber. Are they actually going to use it, though, to come in? Ethug, they're capping out this middle point, and that is going to buy them some time, but, well, WG hasn't used his Uber, and they need to really start capping this point ASAP so they can actually use that Uber advantage.
Yeah, Elemental Violence are just holding back as well, like, so they're not going to come and contest. I'm surprised they may have wanted to try and get picked, but it doesn't matter. It looks like, again, UV going aggressive. Hitman's furthest forward. UV have that Uber ready to rock and roll as well. Demoman sticking up top, just looking out for the soldier of Shrike, who puts some spam down onto the point. Not going to be the most effective from up there, and he does opt to fall back. Just quite easy to dodge. Very early days in this map, this second map, of course. If you did just join us, you missed the first map. That was a victory for the UV Ninja team, 7-2 the score on Granary. And right now, with 1-0 the score and Elemental Violence being pushed back all the way to the last, it's all in their favour.
Yep, Soldier of Commander X there just jumping round to try and get it. And wow, the two soldiers have both gone down, and Elemental Violence might even be able to make a push here. Redzzzz has spawned a sniper though, so it might, well, obviously they don't know that, but it might be a bad idea for them to go outside with that sniper just making his way over onto the choke and watching the door. So they're just going to wait for the rest of their players to respawn before they come in and secure this lobby again. In the meantime, though, Elemental Violence, they gave up 2 capture points for free, and I think that had they have sent maybe 1 soldier out to try and force it, if they'd managed to get the force, actually hold this thought because Shrike gets caught off guard there, so they're going to be 1 soldier down against a heavy, which is being run by Blade at the moment, and they still have Redzz on that sniper, just seeing if he can get any picks from the lobby area. Does manage to land a shot over onto one of the soldiers. Well, Uber has been popped, but WG has only just popped his now, and they are going to be making a push in shortly, but they haven't really done too much with this Uber. Demo getting loads of spam up onto the combo. Medic and Demo in a bit of trouble here. There is a back cap on, but that's prompted the UV Scout to jump down onto point. And actually, this is going to work out for them. Heavy was sitting on the point, and now Medic is trying to fall back against the Scout. Fires an arrow, misses that, and had he have got it, he would have killed him off and prevented that cap perhaps, but now we do have Commander X sitting out on this 4th point. Medic of WG has escaped out the big door exit.
I'm sorry to point the finger here. I think that was partly WG's fault for not saving Blade as the heavy as you're standing inside. If he managed to keep him alive there, I don't think Elemental Violence would have been able to push out. Never mind, mistakes do happen, and he was still trying to heal his demo man as well, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. They have held on to the middle point though, Ark, so they won't be able to push out. Hold that fort, hold that fort. Elemental Violence have moved really early. That must have been forced. Hitman takes down Headhunter straight away. That was a scout that went running towards. Maybe they saw Redzz and the Uber was forced or something. I really don't know what happened there. That has allowed them to get onto the midpoint though. That's the only saving grace. Aoife coming onto the demo man of Hitman, who's dancing around at the moment. He's taken down by Hitman. Redzz still running sniper as well, and they have now used their counter Uber, and it's forced Elemental Violence all the way out. Zethzio goes down. Warher is very weak as well. He's going to go down.
Richie.
Headhunters only just got the spawn, and they're going to be forced back into last again, Arcs.
Yeah, Richie Ubered in by his medic, taking down 3 players there and getting time on the capture point and capping it out for his team. And a slight Uber advantage is in UV's favour right now, but it's not huge, I guess. But then again, UV have for the majority of this match so far been pushing in when they're Uber like on the dot, which is how it should be done. And in this case, they are also building slightly quicker. It is a good 35% advantage. Pyro actually pushing out to try and deal a bit of damage, and he's done a good job of that. Blade goes down. This is going to interrupt them a bit. That medic hasn't been healing, but crucially, Ace did follow them out there and does get taken down. And WG is just healing off for this remaining 10% before he can come in with an Uber against a non-Uber.
Yeah, they're going to be able to walk in quite quickly. Uber does come in. Redzz takes down Warher, just to shove it in his face. A nice headshot onto him. 2-0 the score. 23 minutes remaining, apologies. And right now, all in favour of UV, and it's all the momentum's with them as well. And this is VanillaTV, Arc and Comedian bringing you this game tonight between Elemental Violence and UV. ETF2L Division 1 Season 13. Round 3 coming up as we see Hitman coming through the main entrance, just on the middle. He's going to try and put some stickies onto the Ace. Warher, he's running sniper. He
gets a shot over onto
Redzz. Yeah, we're just actually saying the same thing, I swear. It has cost them Headhunter and Efug though, and they're being pushed all the way back into that corner. Hitman gets taken down by Warher as well. So let's just stick with Warher as well. So the damage dealers are dropping at the moment for UV, but WG sitting in a nice safe place and won't want to peek, at all without that Uber and the rest of his team to come and reinforce him. Oh, hold that! Ubers have been popped by both teams. That must have been a good call from the soldier up front, who's Blade. He must have seen it. Let's just make sure Blade doesn't overextend here, which he does. I'm surprised by that decision. He just carried on walking forward. Maybe he wanted to go. And this will welcome Elemental Violence onto him, though, Arcs.
Yeah, Warher again taking down Hitman with a headshot as he tried to retreat. He had no option there, really. He had to try and delay them coming through that choke. Did spam a few stickies, but he also had to get out of there. And well, as soon as that sniper came around the corner, it was probably one of the easiest kills in the world for him. And so with no demo man here, we do still have Warher sniping over on from the lobby area, trying to peek over onto the point. UV have lost already 3 of their players. 1 player did just get a spawn. And WG also Warher taking him down. Any more coming from him? Redzz gets taken down. Just 1 demo on the point. In comes a shovel strike from Shrike, but finishes off Hitman. And well, Elemental Violence getting around on the board.
So we reckon Warher, yeah, is going to run sniper on the middle point again?
Oh, definitely. I was actually expecting to see if maybe Redzz would counter that with a sniper response, but they can still counter it as a scout. Just an aggressive push over onto that sniper could completely shut him down. So we'll just have to see how this plays out on this mid fight. UV opted to play a bit more aggressive. Soldier doing a double rocket jump from Commander X, but gets taken down. But he did deal quite a bit of damage, and Ethug and Shrike both going down. Demo also pressured out of Zethzio, and they realised that they were going to run a sniper again, and so they just turned up the heat.
Yeah, a lot of people came jumping onto him, and in fact he needs to be careful he doesn't go down here. Demo is chasing, does get the body shot onto him. He's so weak, one more sticky would finish him off. Gets another body shot onto him, but it's not going to do enough damage and misses the final shot through the small gap. Through all of that confusion, WG has managed to get his Uber. So Warher, yeah, he will stay as sniper, of course he will. I'm surprised he didn't opt maybe for heavy, but it doesn't matter. If he can get a pick on WG, those sort of like that, the mid fight will be quickly forgotten. Where are they coming from, Ark? So they're going to try the front way, the front entrance on the right, or they're going to go down the upper left?
Well, we'll just have to see. I think with Warher staying a sniper, it does force the Ubers out the very second they come through that door. But he doesn't even need to stay as sniper right now. He could just fire a shot, let them know that, well, basically saying to them, hey, look, I'm still a sniper. Oh, counter Uber! Sorry, an Uber has been popped from Elemental Violence here. A medic and Scout Uber pop, and they are chasing the combo back, and actually they're going to manage to retreat here. Scout might not make it out, but medic does make it over into last, and well, that wasn't half bad from Elemental Violence. That wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, they just went into him. They said, stop this. We're not going to wait until you push us. They went a little bit more aggressive, which is good to see. This is one of the harder points to push out from on last, or one of the maps, sorry. And now we can see why, because they're just pinned in. There's only really those free entrances of one, which
watch
is
out
not
for this
really
lobby
ready
here.
But hold that fort. One of the soldiers comes in, trying to get a pick onto the medic. That was Commander X or Forsaken, whoever it is. You know the rules. We call it as we see it. Hitman taken down as well. So there's two. The damage dealers down for UV. Redzz as well. So the sniper of Redzz as well. So Elemental Violence now will have the chance to push out and recapture their second point. Arcs, watch out for any back caps. It would have to be Ethug if he did go round behind. I don't think it's going to happen. They have retaken their second point. And Blade takes down Shrike and Zethzio. So it's going to be the turn of UV to come through the choke point with their Uber now, Arcs.
Yep, and counter Uber has been popped, and the one soldier of Commander X up here had to, jump up top. He does manage to air shot Warher, yeah, up, and he's denied him that health pack, juggling him. And, he does get taken down. That's the two soldiers for UV down. They do have a scout with medic. In fact, most of their team over on this fourth point at the moment. Warher, yeah, going down. There's one scout, Demo Man, and a soldier up top. Elemental Violence have got this pretty much under wraps here. Demo Man trying to do what he can, does take down Shrike, and Medic's actually going to escape because a soldier and a scout have come in to support them, which I did not see. One scout off Headhunter still out on the point, trying to fight against a soldier and a medic, and you wouldn't fancy him in this situation. He doesn't fancy it either, so he runs back into lobby to join up with the rest of his team.
That's actually quite a good play from UV there, coming in to save WG. I was concerned he wasn't going to get away. He was riding a couple of rockets just to get behind the rock and then dance around, and then I guess the Demo Man was distracted, so Blade is the only one down for UV at the moment. I'd be surprised if Elemental Violence do want to try and push out, but they don't care. They're going to come with their Uber, trying to come out. Uber is popped. Commander X or trying to escape there. He's going to try and chase the combo back in as much as they can. They do need to watch out for Shrike coming around behind though. He takes a massive rocket. He's so weak. He will manage to escape, and WG gets taken down by Ethug. So there is no medic there for UV now, and Elemental Violence, it could be a good chance, but Hitman comes in to stop any thought process of that happening, taking down two players, and it's all hell breaking loose in that choke point. I'm not really sure who's going to come out on top. I imagine Elemental Violence will want to fall back onto their last and reset arcs.
Yeah, looks like they're pretty much going to have to, just a little battle up top. Warher, yeah, taking down Blade up top of the, well, that could opt for them to push, but they do have Redzz as sniper sitting on this choke. Just waiting for anyone to peek out. Scout has called him, and that's probably going to stop the medic from wanting to come out the door. He did make a fake Uber charge shout there, hoping to intimidate anyone who was near the near those doors, and that would have been the exact timing for Kritzkrieg. So I think maybe he knew that. Maybe he said, okay, when I get 75%, I'm going to shout I'm fully charged and they'll think we have crits, but they have pushed out at the moment. Commander X, they're jumping forward and well, forcing that Uber out of them. WG not yet with his Uber, he's running away from the Scout, he is going to get it in time. Counter Uber's been popped and, well, the Scout and Demo Man for Elemental Violence are going to retake this point. But how long are they going to be able to hold it for? Redzzzz coming up with a headshot onto Ethug and Richie Feynman taking down Warha, yeah. And they are now going to be pushing forward to try and retake this 4th capture point.
Yeah, just coming up to the 15-minute warning. This is VanillaTV bringing you Elemental Violence versus UV Gaming. We did see a Granary, the win in favour of UV, 7-2 the score just earlier. And now we have Gullywash and a much closer game ensuing at the moment. And in fact, Elemental Violence on the defense again. And did I just see a spy? Someone running spy? I think it was Ethug running spy. He was taken down. So he was going to try and get him behind. Don't think that will prompt the push. No, it hasn't. And they're just going to wait for the Uber, I guess, Arcs. So one of the points that happens in some maps is this sort of downtime. Would you say anyone's sticking out? You know, anyone's like shining on either team right now compared to the rest of their team?
You know, I wouldn't really. I think that these teams are pretty well rounded at the moment. I'd say that I could say who's not doing a great job, and that would be the UV Soldiers. They're just not having too much of an effect, but that does mean that Richie and Hitman are keeping them ahead in this game. Backed up by Redzzzz, of course, and the medic of WG not doing too bad himself. Elemental Violence, their play is very well rounded. I mean, look at the scoreboard, 23, 22, 22, 21 and 16. They are, well, just so even at this moment. And Uber's actually been forced out in this lobby area, and they're not really going to be able to do too much with this. There was a little sticky trap there, and that's meant that Elemental Violence had to Uber to get their players outside. And Soldiers jump very aggressively from Warha, yeah, trying to fight against Hitman and the medic. Medic, did he land that Uber sword? No, yes, he did.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think he did, because the Uber was quite low. Elemental Violence have managed to get outside now. As Alex was saying, they did need to use their Uber to get outside, though. That's the only thing that will probably work in UV's favour. Shrike overextending onto Hitman and Richie, or Reko. So, WG with the courtesy of the help of the Uber Sword, but hold that for Commander X taking down Zethzio. Ace goes down as well, so that's the medic down for Elemental Violence. Headhunter as well, only Warha, yeah, up at the moment, and he's actually on mid. He will have to go back and block that second point. He will need the med pack first, though, and if that said, sorry, hold that thought. That said, if a scout doesn't see him and he actually craters, did he try and rocket array, or was that suicide?
I didn't see, but the Uber has been popped from WG now. They are just out now, capping out that 4th point with 1 scout on there, and Hitman does get taken down, meaning that WG has to run out and tag up with his 2 scouts. One of his scouts running into the lobby of Richie there. Just getting a scout to see if they are pushing out or if they're not, and maybe give an opportunity for him to come in for a back cap or something. But, right now it looks like Elemental Violence are making a push outside. Warha, yeah, gets taken down as well as Richie. And can they retake this point? They've got numbers out there now. Over onto cap point, but some great spam from Hitman, keeping them at bay for the time being. Scout of Redzzzz does get taken down, and it looks like UV, they're just, well, they're going to fall back to mid.
Yeah, maybe they're starting to think about the clock. 12.5 minutes remaining. They just don't want to lose too many players, or maybe they're just hoping that they're waiting for their soldiers to come reinforce. Elemental Violence have used that Uber, though. Probably was forced out by the Hitman there, who just has fallen back into that choke area. He's going to try and come back out, but Demoran says no way, Jose. He's going to force Hitman all the way back. He's so weak, does need to heal. Scout comes around the corner as well. He's going to need some help from Commander X, and he does help him out, saving him. Look at the health of Elemental players at the moment. Ace is down, so it's only Shrike, Warha, yeah, and Efug, all about half health. Efug manages to pick up a med pack, and that does mean UV will come out onto this mid area, Arcs, and retake it for, I'm not sure how many times they've done this now. This midpoint seems to, the battle seems to be floating around the midpoint and the 4th and 2nd points right now.
Yeah, I tell you what, these teams, I really love both of their play styles. Like just them, for example, I'd say lower division teams take note of what happened during that Uber push. Both teams Ubered, and both of the Ubered players just stood face on each other as if to say, who's going to back up first? Because I'm not leaving. And in the end, the Commander X jumped forward, and his medic had to run back, and it was just some beautiful play. I really appreciate teams who pop their Uber and then stand their ground or push the other team back. So at the moment, UV Gaming, they are going to be pushing in towards last. Demoman is up on the point. One scout coming in to try and block it, but the score, well, 3-1 to UV with 10 minutes, well, let's call it close to 11 minutes remaining on the clock. Elemental Violence need to step up their game if they want to get back into this one.
Yeah, let's just see if they're still running that sniper on mid. They haven't. They've gone back to standard now on mid. So that the standard being 2 scouts, 2 soldiers, medic, and of course the demo man. Which is going to follow Richie or Reko onto that midpoint, opting to jump off the left-hand side wall, coming down below, trying to see if he can pick any weak targets. Strike down again for Elemental Violence, seems to be the one that plays roaming soldier who goes after the medic or goes after soldiers by jumping. Blade is the only loss for UV at the moment as well. And that combo of Hitman and WG have just been sitting quietly in the right corner. No one's really contested them. They've fallen back quite quickly as well now. I think they're definitely thinking about the time now.
I mean, it is quite early. Gullywash, you can get rounds which are, you know, under a minute long. And, well, Elemental Violence have got their Uber. Out comes the Uber to block that capture point. But it's been capped anyway, and they are still pushing in. The medic is going to maybe get picked off here. No, Scout of Redzz does come to try and fight and block off the soldier. And great spam from Hitman there, forcing players back. Warrior gets taken down, as well as Zethzio by a Blade and Hitman combo. But Scout over on the point, he does get annihilated. We are just left with Ace and Headhunter, who are, well, Ace is fallen back. Just trying to find out where Headhunter is. He is in the lower lobby. He has been seen by Hitman, and he's had to fall back. And well, Elemental Violence not doing great on the push there.
Yeah, good play by UV as they came out of the point. Every player took a different exit, which is exactly what you need to do to make sure that no one gets in behind you as you walk out the point and gets that cheeky, sneaky back up. So they're holding that midpoint relatively easy. This is VanillaTV with Arc Speaker and Comedian bringing you the action tonight between Elemental Violence and UV Gaming. 1-0 the score in maps to UV. And sorry, I keep on calling them UV Gaming, but they actually UV Ninjas now, if that is their new official name. I'm not really sure if that's just a play-along game. Play-along name, sorry. This is going to where the game's actually going to get a little bit slower, because there is no real need for UV to push out right now. They're probably just going to wait for the pick and hold that fort. We're going to watch Hitman come on to the majority of the Elemental team. Uber does come in from the Elemental Medic. That's Ace trying to hoop it in Zethzio onto the point. Hitman counter Uber courtesy of WG, and Ace is isolated again. Redzz and Hitman taking down Ace. That is not the first time we've seen that tonight, and Shrike goes down as well, so they've lost a couple of players there. This may now invite UV Gaming, and this is exactly the type of pick I meant when I said they're just going to wait for the pick and push out.
Yes, so now making their way over onto the midpoint. They are trying to just get the players who did decide to go from the choke for the back cap, and there is one scout there, and Warrior taking down a few players. We do have the scout backing off sensibly from the point just to meet up with his other scout and Demoman, and they are going to get a lot of time on the point. Commander X hopelessly falling back towards the last to, well, actually it's not hopelessly, he is going to be joining up with the rest of his team, but great play from Elemental Violence there. 7 minutes 30 seconds remaining, and they do have a 30% Uber advantage. Looks like UV opting to run Pyro on this last. Obviously they know that they're at a disadvantage and they need to do what they can to delay that Uber combo from getting in, but well, we'll have to see if it works out for them.
Yeah, they've delayed it for the moment. It's one of the soldiers gone down. Ace does. We'll have that Uber very, very shortly though. They are opting to run Pyro, and they're going to come through the left entrance. Uber and both scouts in there who are going to run straight to the point. That's surely going to bait loads of players down to come in to block. Now can the demo man of Zethzio finish up everyone else that jumped down? No, he hasn't just yet. Pyro comes in to block as well. Headhunter and Efug both taken down. It looks like they're going to hold this, Arcs. They are going to hold this, so they're going to have another turn at defending it.
Yeah, the demo man of Zethzio there, when his team moved forward over onto the point, he wasn't spamming it really. He was dealing with another player on the floor, and it just meant that that additional damage that they really needed over towards that capture point was just in the wrong place. But WG with his Uber, are they going to take this risk and push out? They are 2 points ahead, and they do have that Uber advantage. we'll have to see if they are actually going to make this push. They might decide against it, but it looks like no, they are coming up top with that Uber. Scout is going in for a backup at the moment, does get taken down, well read, and actually the combos come in the lower entrance. Demoman, oh, Hitman's in a great position to trap them off here. The medic goes down of Ace and as well Shrike and Headhunter, and it's just all going to fall apart as the Uber comes out. Soldier of Warhayer and Zethzio trying to fall back to their midpoint.
Yeah, unlucky there from Elemental. They did the right thought, they just pushed the other way, like Arx has introduced some people to in the past. Whenever a team just pushes out one, push the other way, it forces them back. But now...
You credited me with that. Oh.
Yeah, of course I did. I don't want to steal your thoughts, man.
Yeah.
So I've lost my train of thought. What I was going to say is that UV taking that mid point, 5.5 minutes remaining, 3-1 the score. I think if Elemental Violence don't like stop this capture here and push them back and roll them almost all the way back, I think we could be looking for a 2-map win for UV, which, as some of the gameplay suggests, is probably deservedly if it does finish up that way, Ox.
Yeah, but the match is not over until it is over. UV pushing forward now because they do have their Uber advantage. Elemental Violence only just getting theirs now, but yet they are the first ones to pop it. WG does have to pop his Uber, and there's so many players outside for Elemental Violence, but the flank is coming in and the two scouts focusing down the Soldier, and they're both going to be coming in here. Soldier does take down the medic, and those two scouts still rocking it up. Now they're fighting a Soldier as a pair. They've just got a Demo and a Scout as a pair. They're both going for different targets this time, but still gets the job done. Medic and Scout not going to be able to push this last immediately, as there are going to be 3 players sitting there on the last, but they've captured the 4th point, and well, with 4 minutes 30 seconds remaining, that's almost all they really needed to do.
Yeah, Richie thought about it. He came in, he did actually in fact overextend in the end. 4 minutes, as I said now. Hitman in a bit of a bad position here, does need to get help by his Soldier of Command Hex, who does get taken down, but Scout comes in out onto Redzzzz and Hitman. So they will manage to recapture this 2nd point as WG goes down as well, so this is exactly the type of work or effort that Elemental
There is a Scout,
need.
Never mind, I was going to say there's a Scout going in towards the last, but he has been clocked over in this lobby by E-Thug, who does pick up the health pack, which is not part of a gentleman's agreement in a 1v1 Scout fight. And now we do have Demoman of Zethzio trying to force plays out of the choke, but they really need time on this mid because they need to get this round just on the board here. They're opting to push ahead with their combo and again intimidate them, and Elemental Violence have got quite a lot of momentum here, taking down Hitman, the Demoman, and the Soldier Battle up top. Commander X does come out on top of, but they have they've used their Uber for some reason. I do believe it might have been Richie over near that choke point. He forced that out of him, but I couldn't be sure as I didn't see it. And well, they're going to capture this 4th point, I do believe, and well, this could be them coming back.
Yeah, we've still got time for 2 more rounds here if they do cap this out quickly. I guess they need to think about pushing straight away though, Arts, if they do want to have a chance of at least drawing. I know they'd be pushing out without their Uber, but I guess that's the only choice. And UV know that. You can see from their positioning, they're defending very aggressively because they want to try and push force them back. Don't want to welcome and let them walk onto the point. So they know that if they can get maybe 1 or 2 picks, they may have to control them. But hold that thought, E-Thug has gone all the way down against Richie, who's fallen back under the sort of no longer the water. There's
the
2 scouts. There's 2 scouts. Will they come in and block it? Uber comes in to block, and recapture of that 2nd point is going to deny Elemental Violence capturing that last. So 2.5 minutes remaining. It doesn't get much closer than that. And now we can see that UV are actually capping out that midpoint, and Elemental have quite a couple players forward at the moment. Warhayer's switched back to Sniper as well to try and delay it. I don't think it's going to work. 2 minutes left, Arx. The game, unless again Elemental can turn the tide and recapture this middle point quickly, we could be looking at a final score, but they do still have time to make it a little bit more respectable.
Someone needs to block this point though. There is still a Soldier on there. Oh, he has actually just jumped off, and the medic is going to be trapped. He does get taken down. Scout is on this middle as well. There could still be time here because they are going to have a huge Uber advantage, providing their medic doesn't get picked off or their Demo. They need all of their players alive here, and they are going to be pushing forward quite aggressively. Hitman with a little hidden sticky trap with the red stickies which on the red background, which have been seen by Ethug. Scout of Reds has pushed out, and it looks like we've got Medic and Scout in the lobby. Ace can't go down here. He can't go down. He has to pop his Uber, which is fine actually at this moment in time because his players are coming in, and he does actually manage to tag up with his Demo Man. It's a great play here. It looks like Elemental Pilots are going to get around over onto the board.
Headhunter went huge, gets the last point. So 3-2 the score. It is still possible to get a draw at Arcs.
Right, here's where you see, are they going to be running crits? Because this is almost standard when there's this much time left. No, they are not going to be running crits, and I kind of like that because I think it is a bit too predictable. But we'll have to see all or nothing on this mid-fight from Elemental Violence. We're going to have to see if UV are going to play defensive on this. They are going for a turtle strategy. They're running a heavy. I guess they're hoping for them to extend. No, in fact, they're not even contesting middle. I think this could be a mistake. This could be a huge mistake. It looks like, oh, Demo Man of Zethzio jumping out, going to get isolated and trapped by the heavy. And actually that heavy in that position up top is just mowing down these players. They've lost their medic as well, so maybe it wasn't a mistake. That heavy in an almost unkillable position there. And GGs are being called from both teams here. It was all or nothing at that point, and, well, UV outsmarted me and outsmarted them.
So as the game comes to an end, just 10 seconds left on the clock. Blade running heavy, finishing off Headhunter as well. So it's going to be 2-0 the score overall tonight in favour of UV Gaming. So that's going to be a nice get them up the ladder ever so slightly closer to Naughty Badman. So this has been VanillaTV bringing you E2F2L action between Elemental Violence and UV Gaming. We have been Arcs, Beta and Comedian bringing you tonight this action. Of course, remember to check our website, VanillaTV.org, and of course Twitter and Facebook and Twitch TV for all the VODs. And we thank you for tuning in. So, good night from me. Good night. Good night from Arcs.
Good night.
And good night from Comedian.
Good night.
Good night.
And Comedian's friend, I see.
Yeah, and cheers for watching, guys, and we'll see you soon.